Hello and welcome back to Podcast English Learning. I'm Tom and I'm Sarah. We're so happy you're here with us today. If you're just starting to learn English, don't worry. This podcast is made for you. We know learning a new language can feel hard sometimes, but you're not alone. We are here to help, step by step. In every episode, we speak slowly, use simple words, and give you time to listen and understand. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. So, what will we do today? First, we'll listen to a short and easy dialogue. Then we'll explain the words and phrases one by one. We'll also share short real-life stories to help you remember new vocabulary better. Learning English should feel fun and relaxing, not stressful. Are you ready to begin? Let's get started together. My morning routine, a real day in my life. Yesterday, I went to bed really late. I watched a movie at night, and it didn't finish until around midnight. Even after it ended, I couldn't fall asleep right away. I stayed in bed thinking and looking at my phone. I finally went to sleep around 1 a.m. This morning, I woke up at 7:30. I was still tired, but I got up at 7:45 and went straight to the bathroom. First, I washed my face. The cold water helped me wake up a little. Then, I brushed my teeth with my toothbrush and toothpaste. After that, I took a hot shower. I really needed it. The warm water made me feel fresh and clean. I always feel better after a shower in the morning. It helps me start my day. Sometimes when I have more time, I enjoy taking a bath instead. But today I had a shower because I was in a hurry. When I finished showering, I put on some light makeup. Then I got dressed and made myself a cup of tea. I like drinking tea in the morning. It relaxes me. While drinking my tea, I looked out the window and thought about my day. After that, I made my bed. I do this every day. It only takes a few minutes, but it makes my room look clean and helps me feel more organized. Then I did a bit of housework. I cleaned the kitchen and wiped down the table and counters. I also vacuumed the living room floor. Later, I went out to do the shopping. I walked to the supermarket near my house and bought some groceries, eggs, milk, bread, and apples. The store was very busy, and I don't really enjoy shopping when it's crowded. It makes me feel tired. I like it better when the store is quiet. After I finished shopping, I came home and made a light lunch. I had some vegetable soup and 2 slices of toast. It wasn't a big meal, but it was warm and filling. Around 1 p.m., I also cooked some rice with steamed vegetables. I really enjoy simple meals like that. They're easy to make and healthy too. Now that most of my tasks are done, I feel more relaxed. I'm thinking about taking another shower later in the afternoon. It helps me feel fresh, especially after going outside. Tonight, I'll try not to stay up late again. I plan to go to bed early and sleep before midnight. I always feel better the next day when I sleep well. A good night's sleep makes a big difference. And that's what my typical morning looks like. Simple, busy, but peaceful in its own way. Every morning starts the same way, but the little details make all the difference. I usually wake up around 7 a.m. Sometimes it's my alarm clock. Sometimes it's the sunlight coming through the window. My eyes open, and I slowly become aware of the room, the sounds outside, and the warmth of my blanket. But even though I'm awake, I don't get up right away. I lie there quietly, enjoying the stillness. It's a peaceful moment. No rush, no noise, just me and my thoughts. I stay in bed for about 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes I check my phone. Sometimes I just look up at the ceiling and think about the day ahead. I know I need to move soon, but it feels nice to stay under the covers a little longer. especially in winter when it's cold outside the blanket. I just want to stay cozy for as long as I can, but of course, I can't stay there forever. Around 7:15, I get up. I sit up in bed, stretch my arms and legs, and finally stand up. I walk to the bathroom and start my morning routine. That moment, from lying down to sitting up, is small, but it changes everything. That's the shift from resting to starting. That's what getting up means to me. Waking up and getting up are two different things. Waking up is when your eyes open and your mind starts to turn on, but you're still in bed, still resting. Getting up is the moment when you take action. You leave the bed, stand up, and begin your day. Sometimes I wake up even earlier than my alarm, maybe at 6:50, but I still stay in bed until it feels right to get up. On weekends, I wake up but stay in bed for longer. No plans, no pressure. But on weekdays, once I'm up, the day really begins. I brush my teeth, splash water on my face, and get moving. Understanding the difference between these two small phrases helped me talk more clearly about my morning. It's not just about sleep, it's about how we start our day. So now when I say I woke up at 7 o'clock, but I got up at 7:15, I know exactly what I mean. In my daily life, one thing that always helps me feel refreshed is a shower. I usually take a shower every morning. I stand under the warm water, close my eyes, and just breathe. It's my little moment of peace before the busy day begins. The water wakes me up, especially when I'm still feeling sleepy. It's like saying hello to a new day. I use soap to clean my body and shampoo to wash my hair. After just a few minutes, I feel fresh, clean, and ready to go. In American English, we often say, take a shower, while in British English, people usually say, have a shower. But they both mean the same thing, washing your body while standing under running water. It's fast, simple, and something I do almost every day. But sometimes, especially on cold nights or when I feel tired, I choose something different. I run a warm bath. I fill the tub, maybe add some bubbles or a little bath oil, and slowly lower myself into the water. Everything feels still and calm. I just sit, relax, and let the warm water surround me. It's quiet, peaceful, no rushing, no stress. Just time to slow down and take care of myself. Taking a bath is not something I do every day. It takes more time, and I usually save it for special evenings, after a long day at work, after the gym, or when I want to treat myself. Showers are for mornings for waking up. Baths are for evenings for relaxing. Both are good, but they feel very different. A shower gives me energy. A bath helps me slow down. Sometimes I even take a shower first to get clean and then enjoy a long bath just to relax. So whether I take a shower or have a bath, it really depends on my mood and my schedule. But either way, water is a big part of how I take care of myself every single day. One small habit that makes a big difference in my day is making my bed. Every morning after I get up, I take a minute or two to straighten the blanket, fix the pillows, and make the bed look neat. It doesn't take long, just 2 or 3 minutes, but it changes how my room feels. A tidy bed makes the whole room feel cleaner and more organized. When I come back later in the day, I feel better seeing everything in place. Of course, sometimes I forget. Some mornings are rushed, or I just feel lazy. But whenever I do remember to make my bed, I notice the difference. It helps me feel more in control and more ready to start the day. Now, making the bed is just one part of my cleaning routine. I also try to do the housework regularly. That means all the small cleaning jobs we need to do around the house, like washing the dishes, sweeping the floor, taking out the trash, or wiping down the kitchen counters. It's not always fun, but it's necessary. Usually, I do most of my housework on the weekend. On Saturday mornings, I clean the kitchen, mop the floors, and maybe even clean the bathroom if I have time. Sometimes I put on some music while I clean. It makes the job easier and a little more enjoyable. If I'm feeling really motivated, I'll wipe down the windows or organize the shelves too. There's something satisfying about walking through a clean home. Everything feels more peaceful and calm. It's not about being perfect. It's about creating a space where I feel comfortable. Whether it's making my bed in the morning or doing the housework on the weekend, these small habits help me stay focused, calm, and ready to face the day. Cleaning might seem like a chore, but for me, it's a way to take care of myself and my space. Every week, I need to do the shopping. That means I go to the store or supermarket to buy the things I need for my home, like food, drinks, soap, toilet paper, and other essentials. In English, we say, do the shopping, not make the shopping, or buy the shopping. It's a fixed phrase and it's used all the time. For me, shopping is part of my weekly routine. I usually do it on Fridays. Before I go, I make a list at home: bread, milk, eggs, fruit, and anything else I'm running low on. Then I head to the supermarket near my house. It's close, convenient, and I know where everything is. Some people prefer to do the shopping on Sundays. A friend of mine takes her kids with her. They walk through the aisles together, choosing food for the week. Sometimes they pick a little treat, maybe some chocolate or cookies to make the trip more fun. I do that too. Even though I try to eat healthy, I like buying something sweet now and then. Different families shop in different ways. Some do their shopping every day, buying fresh items for each meal. Others go just once a week to stock up on everything at once. It depends on your time, your family, and where you live. No matter how or when you shop, the phrase stays the same: do the shopping. It's a simple task, but an important one that helps keep life running smoothly. Sometimes I have a late night, and I always feel it the next morning. Last Saturday, for example, I started watching a movie around 9:30 p.m. It was long and finished after 11. I should have gone to bed, but I wasn't tired yet. So I stayed up, checking messages on my phone and watching funny videos. Time passed quickly. When I finally looked at the clock, it was already 12:45 a.m. I said to myself, "Oh no, I need to sleep." But it was too late. I had a late night. The next morning, I woke up feeling so tired. Even though I slept in a little, my body didn't feel good. That's what happens when you stay up too late. You feel sleepy, slow, and not ready for the day. Last week, the same thing happened after I went out with some friends. We had dinner, talked for a long time, and I got home around 11:30. I still had to brush my teeth and change clothes, and again, I wasn't tired. So I turned on the TV and watched something for a while. I think I finally went to sleep around 1 a.m. It was another late night. Late nights can be fun, especially on weekends or holidays. But if you have too many, it starts to affect your energy, mood, and even your health. That's why I try to go to bed early during the week, even if I don't always succeed. At the end of a long day, all I want is a little rest. But when I talk about going to bed or going to sleep, I've learned that these two phrases don't mean the exact same thing. To go to bed means to lie down in your bed and get ready to sleep. You stop working, turn off the lights, and go into your bedroom. Maybe you change into your pajamas, brush your teeth, and finally lie down. But here's the thing. You're not necessarily sleeping yet. You're just in bed. A lot of times I go to bed at 10:30 p.m., but I don't fall asleep right away. Sometimes I read a book, scroll through my phone, or just lie there thinking. It's my quiet time. The house is silent and my mind starts to slow down. But even though I'm in bed, I'm still awake. That's the key idea behind going to bed. It's about preparing for sleep, not actually sleeping yet. Now, when I go to sleep, that's when I actually fall asleep. My eyes are closed, my body is resting, and I'm no longer awake. I've entered that peaceful state where I'm truly resting. For me, I usually go to bed at 10:30, but I don't go to sleep until around 11. It takes me time to relax and fully shut off my thoughts. Of course, some nights are easier than others. Last night, for example, I was really tired. I went to bed at 9:45, didn't even touch my phone, and I was asleep within 5 minutes. That felt great. But other nights I lie in bed for 30 minutes or more, tossing and turning, unable to shut my brain off. It happens to all of us. So remember, go to bed, lie down in bed, get ready to sleep. Go to sleep. Actually fall asleep, close your eyes and rest. One time I even fell asleep on the couch while watching TV. I didn't really go to bed. I just went to sleep right there. My wife told me, "Come on, go to bed." And I replied, "Just 5 more minutes." We laughed, but I still didn't move. So now it's your turn. What time do you usually go to bed? And what time do you go to sleep? That's it for today's episode. You did a great job. Learning English takes time, but every small step brings you closer to your goal. Keep practicing these simple phrases, use them in your daily life, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. We're proud of you for showing up and learning today. We'll be back soon with another episode to help you grow your skills, step by step. Until then, keep smiling, keep listening, and most of all, keep practicing. Thanks so much for learning with us today. See you next time, and take care.